Okay, welcome back to our grade 9 maths lesson. I am Mrs. Rhea, your grade 9 maths teacher. Okay, in today's lesson, we are going to look at similar figures. Okay, similar figures. Now, what is it that we want to know about similar figures? Okay, let's first of all look at these two diagrams. I have two similar triangles. Okay. Okay, I have two similar triangles here. What is similar to these two triangles? Let's look at the angles first. Okay, if you look at these two triangles, one has an angle of 39 degrees. This one also has an angle of 39 degrees. This is 84 degrees. And this is also 84 degrees. This angle here is 57 degrees. And this is also 57 degrees. Now, what makes these two triangles similar is their corresponding angles. If you look at them, their corresponding angles are same. Now, let's look at the length of these two triangles. We can see that they don't have the same length. Okay, so similar triangles or similar figures, as we have said earlier on, are figures that have the same corresponding angles but different sizes. Okay, let's look at the lengths of these two triangles, which we are calling them similar figures. Okay, one has a length of 14 centimeters. This one has a length of 21 centimeters. This side has a length of 5 centimeters. And this side has a length of 7.5 centimeters. Now, we call this figure 2 and we call this figure 1. But they are both similar figures. Now, let's look at their corresponding sides. This one has 14 centimeters. This one has 21 centimeters. Now, if I have to express this in the ratio of the small figure to the large or to the large figure, I have 14 is to 21, which can be simplified to 2 is to 3. 14 divided by 7 is 2. 21 divided by 7 is 3. 5 is to 7.5. So I have to change this to a whole number. Since this is 7.5, if I multiply it by 10, that gives me 75. So I have to multiply 5 by 10 to give me 50. If I simplify it, 50 is to 75. Again is 2 is to 3. So we can see that their corresponding sides are in the same ratio. So that's what makes them similar figures. Now we are going to look at how we can use these principles or how we can apply similar figures to find the unknown sides. We have to look at the scale factor. Scale factor is really a factor that is used to either increase the size of the figure or decrease the size of the figure. Now, when we look at the ratio, 14 is to 21 is 2 is to 3. Now, the scale factor is really the factor that is used to increase the size of the similar figures or reduce the size of the similar figures. So it is always equal to the length of figure 2 divided by the corresponding length of figure 1. So in this example here that we have, let's say 21 over 14 is equal to 3 over 2. So this 3 over 2, if we change it to a decimal, is equal to 1.5. So the scale factor of these two similar figures or two similar triangles is 1.5. If I multiply 14 by 1.5, it gives me 21. If I divide 21 by 1.5, it gives me 14. Now, let's say if this side is unknown, let's say x centimeters, and this side here is 18 centimeters. Now, let's use the scale factor to find the unknown side x. So, our scale factor is length of F2 or figure 2 over corresponding length of figure 1. So, we have 18 over x is equal to 1.5. Now, we are going to use this to find the value of x. I put that over 1 so that I can cross multiply. Then we have 18 divided by 1.5 is equal to x. I now change this to a whole number because I'm dividing by a decimal number, so I'll have to make this a whole number. We have done that already. When we are dividing by a decimal number, we always change it to a whole number. 1.5 multiplied by 10 will give me 15, and therefore I'll have to multiply 18 by 10. So now we have 180 over 15 is equal to x. If I divide 180 by 15, then that will be equal to 12. So 12 is equals to x, therefore x is equals to 12 centimeters. Okay, now let's see if we can get the same answer if we are going to use the proportionality. Okay, because we have to use the proportionality since the corresponding sides are in the same ratio. Now, we want to find out what the value of x is. So, x over 18, because they are the corresponding sides, x over 18 is equal to 14 over 21. Now, I have to simplify this. 14 divided by 7 is 2. 21 divided by 7 is 3. So, when I cross multiply, I now have 3x is equal to 18 times 2 is 36. Then I divide both sides of the equation by 3. 36 divided by 3 gives me 12. Therefore, x is equal to 12 centimeters. Now, we have found out that we can find the unknown sides of similar figures using the scale factor, or we can also find the unknown side of similar figures using the proportionality. So, to wrap up all this lesson on similar figures, we know that there are two things that we have to know about similar figures. One, similar figures have corresponding angles which are equal and corresponding sides which are in the same ratio. Now, that brings us to the end of our lesson. In our next lesson, we are going to look at congruent figures. We will specifically look at congruent triangles, which means congruent means they are identical figures. But we'll see how they are identical by looking at their properties. That brings us to the end of our lesson. Thank you. Hope you have enjoyed this lesson.